is how I play the game! Oh my god! What the fuck?
Holy shit! That is an epic fucking intro, dude. And I have to warn everyone. Warning. What you may see right now is going to be absolutely disgusting. Sound good?
Sounds good to me.
Over the last week, some people have expressed a big desire to buy Philomania merch. They want Philomania shirts, Philomania mugs, Philomania hoodies. Like, yeah, Philomania is cool. We want it. So, as you know, I told you this a day or two ago. No, a couple days ago, I showed you the merch samples. I'm working with a merchandise company. And very soon, we might be set up and ready to go. Okay, so I'll let you know more about that in a little bit. I'd like to talk about the Philomania logo first, then I'll tell you a little bit about update about this merch company, okay? So, here's what my detractors are saying. Phil stole the Philomania logo. He absolutely has stolen this logo, okay? There's absolutely no way that Phil owns that logo, and therefore, if he makes any merch, you know, he's in big trouble. So what they ended up doing is they scoured the internet, because again, these are no-life losers. So they scoured the entire internet, trying to find someone who may, over the years, have used a Philomania logo, all right? And they found someone who did use one. Very long ago. Probably, I think it was over a decade ago, all right? It has absolutely nothing to do with me. It has nothing to do with anything, basically. It actually has to do with some Bandcamp project that we're going to look at in a second. And what they actually did, they reached out to this guy on Bandcamp, and they've basically convinced him that I'm stealing his logo, all right? So he made a comment on a video where I was showing off I think he was showing off merch of the Philomania shirt. I'm not sure which video it was. And he says, so you took my logo, and you know, all I want is a shout out, and then you can use it. To which I responded, I don't owe you a shout out because I didn't take your logo. I didn't get this logo from you at all. It's from someone else. Okay? And you don't own the trademark to it unless you can prove that you own a trademark to this logo. You have no rights to it whatsoever. But nice try. So, that's where I left it. But of course, my detractors have to try to turn this into a big thing. So they contact the guy, they're egging him on, they're working on all this shit, right? They literally want me to give a shout out for something that I didn't take from anyone. All right? The logo, this logo you're seeing right here, I have receipts from where it came from, how I'm using it, and that it's all legal, and that absolutely no one has the rights to this logo. Okay, are you ready? We're going to go through it. All right? An old Bandcamp thing, some digital audio album from like over a decade ago. Okay? And it's just sitting there. Okay? So there you go. And what's hilarious about this, first of all, here's the logo. All right? Do you notice something about the logo versus mine? Sure, it's not the same logo. You can see that the P is clearly different. There actually isn't. It's not exactly the same. It's similar.
Ultimate laziness.
It's using a similar font, but it's not the same logo. All right? There's also a trademark symbol here at the end of the logo. And we're going to explore this in just a second, so don't worry. I actually don't want you to forget about that. That it says trademark at the end of the logo, okay? I just want you to think about that for a second, right? Okay, so this is what it's from. Apparently a Bandcamp page from over a decade ago. Literally nothing on this page proves anything at all, okay? Nothing. Anyone can make a page like this. So, what I'm going to show you now, this is where the logo comes from. A website called thefont.com, all right? It's called Hogan Mania. It has been on this website for ages, okay? And if you take a little look right here, it says right here on the website, this is free for personal use, which is actually how I've been using it. I've been using it in merch that I have here only for me, for my personal use. I have it on artwork. That's how I use it, okay? There you go. Now, personal, $10 donation for a commercial use, right? By the way, first seen on DeFont, November 17th, 2013. It has been on this website for 11 years. 11 years. Okay? So, for a $10 donation, you can use it for commercial use. And there's the download and donation button. I donated $10. At first, I didn't, admittedly. The logo, the font was used just for personal use. But now that I'm actually getting set up to sell it as like merch on a business, I have donated the $10.
Okay, where's the evidence? Present evidence of what you're saying.
And this is 100% ready and lined up to be used. And in fact, just to show you guys the evidence that is Hogan Mania is the name of the logo and everything, here it is in Photoshop as being used by the person who made it for me.
I can't do anything. I'm useless.
So we're going to go over, and first thing we're going to do is we're going to do a United States trademark search. All right, first thing we're going to search for is Philomania. We've got Flamingo, Flaminaire, Flamin, Flemans. Do you see Philomania anywhere? What if it was internationally? Well, that's good, because we have the global database here, too. As you can see, this is the global database of trademarks. Let's try it here. Philomania. No results found. These morons are so dumb. They think that this is evidence that there's a trademark. There is no trademark for this phrase, this logo, or any of this anywhere. It doesn't exist. They're making it up. They're a bunch of fucking no-load losers who will continue to make shit up. So I'm just going to say this. Stop fucking listening to these people. Stop it.
So don't believe the bullshit. Only listen to what comes out of my mouth.
Why would you even entertain what they say for a moment? They literally have never told the truth on anything. They're always twisting it, telling lies. They actually looked at this page, and they thought, this is a right to this person owning it because it said TM on it. How fucking stupid can you be? In the future, I hope you avoid taking bait from concern trolls. That guy in the chat before the podcast started talking about who's going to buy a shirt was an example. No, you're right. What it is people will come in, and they'll be like, oh, I'm so concerned about what I heard from your detractors. Like, it's bullshit. I know that, but the sad fact is, this is actually how things have happened to me over the years that are bad. Here's why. Because I always ignored it, right? My detractors would make something up completely, and then they would present it as fact, and because I would ignore it and never address it, people would actually believe it and be like, well, since Phil's not addressing it, it must be true. That's why he's not addressing it, because he has nothing to say to it, right? So literally, if I didn't do that segment at the beginning of the podcast about this Philomania logo to prove that I'm in the legal right, I'm good to go to sell merch, these idiots would have been all over the internet. Don't buy the merch. Phil stole the logo. Phil's a thief and he hurts artists. And then they would they would try to go to artists and be like, can you join our cause to be anti-Darksydephil because he steals from artists? I'm not kidding you. These people are that big of losers. You understand? So if I ignore their bullshit, they get the one up on me because they cause all this drama around me that I'm not even involved in. And the next thing you know, what happens if I open this merch shop and people won't buy merch now because they're afraid that I'm a thief, right?
I am a thief.
So, sadly, I have to fucking do this kind of stuff. It sucks. I don't want to have to waste a 20-minute segment on my podcast on it, but I have to because this is how it works. Now, the truth of the matter is, guess what? They just gave me content. Like, they literally handed me content for my show today and said, here's some content, because that segment will be a clip, and it'll be, you know what I mean? It's just dumb as hell, because they don't understand that they don't have a leg to stand on. When they make shit up, I'm always going to call them out from now on. I've had enough. I told you guys this. I started with Duty. We moved on to Super Crazy. We're going to keep this up. I've had enough with their bullshit. Every single time that they call out and say nonsense, right? I'm going to fucking call it out so that way, number one, I get free content, and number two, no one can say these awful things about me because all the evidence is right there on the internet. So, there you go. That simple. And by the way, if they continue to repeat, like I just proved that I'm legally using this, I'm in a right. If they continue the slander, they might get slapped with something that they don't really like. Let's just put it that way.
Oh my God.
Because if I keep getting slandered by people, I think I've had enough. Like, there's a difference between, oh, I don't like Phil, he's fat, or Phil has said to hurt people when I never did. Phil is stealing the logo when I never did. That's grounds for a defamation lawsuit. It really is. So, we're going to see how much they want to fucking play. All right?
Oh my God, he's drinking wheelchair donations.
Because if I have an established history of someone who does this over and over and over, and constantly causes this defamation against me on the internet, that 100% is a slap bang easy case to win. Okay? You know, it's one thing if it happens once, but if there's someone who has an established history of doing it, they're fucked. So, they're going to have to start watching themselves, because at this point, you get to the point where it's like, do I really want to have to constantly defend myself against more bullshit they made up? No, of course I don't. And I shouldn't have to. These people should be held legally accountable for their actions. So, we'll see how that goes. Okay?
Mark my fucking words. I'm coming for you. I'm going to find out who the fuck you are. Let this be noticed live on the internet. You're fucked. And you are done. There's still this back here. And it's still in the back of my neck, the back of my head, the back of my mind. And it's always telling me it's WWE Champions time. I love it. I love it. Is a mobile game addict. Phil has indoctrinated children who send him money. Blatantly milking for money. It's a money pit. It's gone, just gone like that. In an instant, fucking gone. I just care about money. I just can't help it. By eBay. Contributions are mandatory, but I need your help. I am appealing directly to you. No decency, no respect, no common sense, no fucking maturity. Is the guy who just doesn't get reality.